guys, welcome back to another video, and today is another ranking video. I know I haven't done a franchise ranking in a long time. I've done, my 100 movies I've missed. I did, my top 100 favorite movies of all time, but this is a franchise ranking. And I'm very excited to do this today. The release of Wonder Woman 1984 was Christmas Day. I'm sorry, I got some hiccups and stuff. And with that, I've seen every DCEU movie, so it's time to stop and rank all 9 DCEU movies from the worst to the best. Now, guys, let me know down below in the comments what is your favorite DCEU movie. I'm not going to get into huge amounts of detail on each movie. I'm just going to tell you why it is where it is, tell you what I liked, tell you what I didn't like, and then we will move on. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time to click on the video, liking, commenting, subscribing. All of that means the absolute world. If you like the content on the channel, please consider subscribing, and also go check out my second channel, FinaticFilm Reviews. I did a full-length review, spoiler-free, basically. I didn't really get into too much spoiler detail. Spoiler-free-ish review of Wonder Woman 1984 on that channel. If you want to check it out, please consider checking it out. But I think without further ado, let's just kind of get into the ranking. Coming in at number 9, I'm sorry, but I'm not. It's Suicide Squad. This is just a very disjointed film that doesn't give a lot of time to really give character development, and that leads to, at the end, you not really feeling for the characters, you're not rooting for them, and it's just it's poorly directed. I know David Ayer was supposed to be the director of this. He is the director, but I know that there was some editing stuff, and the executives were all over it, kind of like Justice League, which we will be talking about pretty close after. And I know that there were a lot of issues from the executives and stuff like that, and it's definitely shown here. They were trying to create something that was like Guardians-esque, but didn't really work. Cast overall is great. I think there's some great performances, but they were working with a really bad script. It wasn't edited very well, and it just is not great, and it comes in at number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 8 is Justice League. Now, when I first saw this, I really enjoyed it, and from here on out, I enjoy the other films. I'll give you the rating for Suicide Squad. It got 1.5 out of 5 stars. But back to Justice League, it's just clunky. It is. It's like I said, kind of with the script from Suicide Squad, it's kind of disjointed. I know that Zack Snyder was in there doing his thing, and then he left halfway through, and then Joss Whedon came in, and he tried to give it the Avengers charm with the comedy and all of that. Didn't really land, because you got a lot of you got a lot of Zack Snyder's dark tone kind of meshed in with Joss Whedon's Avengers-like comedy, and it just didn't work. Not a lot of great character development, not really those great team-up moments that you would want like in the Avengers. It just didn't feel earned. It did not feel earned at all. It's not a great film. It really isn't. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and it comes in at number 8 on my list. Coming in at number 7 is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This one's not as bad as people made it out to be. I saw it for the first time this year, and I enjoyed some aspects of it. I really like the fighting between Batman and Superman. It was a very intriguing storyline, and I think that arc in particular, specifically, was actually pretty well written. The Martha stuff is a little cringe-worthy, but it makes sense, and I don't blame them for it. It's an average movie. It's not fantastic, but I don't think it's a trash dumpster fire like some people think it is. And it's, again, just kind of run-of-the-mill. But I do really like the arc of Batman versus Superman. I actually really enjoy that arc. And we really get to see Batman being kind of a badass. It was so hard in the past with like the suits and stuff to really see Batman getting down and dirty and really beating people up. We see that in this film. And we see Batman, taking on those goons in a warehouse, and he's just taken them down, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed that. 3.5 out of 5 stars, middle of the road, pretty good. I enjoyed it, and it comes at number 7 on my list. Now, I know DC has been a very treacherous waters lately, and people have been coming at people with pitchforks and torches. Please don't do that right now. Coming in at number 6 is Wonder Woman. I like the film. I think it's enjoyable. I think it has chill-inspiring visuals. I mean, the No Man's Land scene is iconic. I will not say that. I think Gal Gadot is fantastic. I think the chemistry between her and Chris Pine is great. I don't like the villain. I don't like Ares. I don't like any of the scientists. I don't like that arc. I'm not a fan of it. And I'm also not a fan of the fish out of water aspect with Diana. I'm not a big fan of the writing of either of those arcs. That's just me. There are fantastic things in this film. Again, I think Diana and Steve, their arc and their character development together is second to none. It's amazing. I think the No Man's Land scene is iconic. I think Steve's sacrifice is heroic and awesome. I love that stuff. But there are things that outweigh it and keep it down on the list a little bit. That's my opinion. Take it as you will. Don't cancel me. It's just how it is. But I still enjoy the movie, and there's a lot of really great things about it. I think Wonder Woman is one of, if not my favorite character in this DC extended universe. I think she's fantastic. 3.5 out of 5 stars, and it comes in number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 is Man of Steel. This is a good origin story. I really like the character development of Clark Kent. I like seeing how he was brought up. I really like the aspect of Clark's dad, played by Kevin Costner, dying in the tornado or wherever. I don't remember off the top of my head because I saw this like at the beginning of this year. But there was stakes, there was emotion, and then, Clark, them thinking he was a bad guy and a villain. I really like that type of aspect of a film. I know we're going to get some of that in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm very excited about that. And it's just an overall solid film with also a great score. It's fantastic. And Zack Snyder directs a pretty damn good film here. I really enjoyed it. For what it was, I had a lot of fun. 4 out of 5 stars. And it comes in at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 is the newest film, Wonder Woman 1984. Now, I'm not going to give a lot of talk about this. If you want to see my full review, go check it out on my other channel, FinaticFilm Reviews. It just came out yesterday, if you're watching the day that this video drops. It's the reason I like it more than Wonder Woman is I don't think there's as much clunky writing. I think all the performances are fantastic. I think Diana has grown into her own, so there's none of the cringy fish out of water stuff that I did not like in the first one. I like the villains more here. I think they're not, I don't think I'd say better written, but I just like that arc better than the Ares arc in Wonder Woman, and overall, I just had more fun with this one. The first one was hyper serious, which I get, and I understand that tone for that one, so I'm not knocking it for that tone, but I really liked it because it took the 80s nostalgia type vibe and it went full force with it, and I really enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's just a fun movie. And everyone, if you want to hate me for having fun watching a movie, then you are in the wrong place, because I'm going to love movies that I have fun with. It's just fantastically done. It's great. But I only gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't give it 5 out of 5 stars or anything. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. There are some issues with some of the writing that I had. I already talked about it in my review. If you want to see my full thoughts, go check out my review. 4 out of 5 stars, and it comes in number 4 on my list. Coming in number 3 is Aquaman. Jason Momoa is the guy. I love Jason Momoa. He is fantastic as Aquaman. I like the Black Manta villain. I don't think there's as much character development as I would have wanted from him, but that's okay. I like fighting Orm for the throne. I dig all of that. And I think James Wan's direction is fantastic. It's one of the most beautiful films that I've seen in the DCEU, let alone just not only in the DCU, but in general. I think it's fantastic, and there's just the action scenes underwater are spectacular, and it's just a fun movie. And Jason Momoa is my man. He is awesome. And I really, really enjoyed this kind of globe-trotting adventure, but also trying to save the ocean and get the throne back, and not wanting the throne, but then taking the throne. I really, really enjoyed this one. It's fantastic. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is damn good. And it comes at number 3 on my list. Coming in at number 2 is Shazam. This one is a surprise for me because I was looking forward to it. I thought it would be fun, but not as much as I loved it. The family aspect in the foster home is really well done. I think it's written very well. That whole arc is great. I love Zachary Levi as Shazam. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Who is the kid? Not Ash. I mean, Asher is fantastic, but Jack Dylan Grazer as like Shazam's sidekick is amazing. He is so awesome, and it's such a heartwarming story. I've got some issues with the villain. I'm not the biggest fan of the villain, but he is a very formidable foe to Shazam, so I get it. I'm not going to kill it for that. And overall, it's just a very lighthearted, heartfelt film that also has major, major emotional moments, a la our main character, Billy Batson, finding his mom, and all of that. You guys know that scene. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Then it also has room to breathe and have fun. And I respect that about a film where it can be both heartfelt and emotional and hit you in the feels and make you want to cry, but also have fun. And this film did both of that. I think it was balanced very, very well. I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. And it comes at number 2 on my list. But coming in at number 1 is Birds of Prey. I was really anticipating this with I thought the trailers looked great. I think Margot Robbie's fantastic as Harley Quinn, and I was completely satisfied. I love the hunting down, kind of trope that some films do. Like everyone's going after one. I think it's like a MacGyver or something like that. I could be completely wrong. But everyone chasing after one object, and having the bad girl Harley Quinn have to do some good with some good guys. I think the whole Birds of Prey team is badass. I think Ewan McGregor is fantastic as the villain. I think it's one of his best performances. And overall, this is just a not so serious movie that is also told from the point of view of someone that is clinically crazy, Harley Quinn, which means that anything can happen. And is it all real? Is it all fake? Who knows? We are in the brain of Harley Quinn. Absolutely loved it. It's not too serious, but it's not also too cringy or cheesy. It's got a very great balance, and it's got great performances overall. I think it's written very smartly. Very smartly. I don't know. It's written very well, and it's a really fun time. It really is. It's one of the best times I had in the theaters this year. I wasn't in the theater that many times this year, but when I was, this was probably one of the best experiences I had in the theaters. Fantastic film. 4.5 out of 5 stars. No DCEU film has 5 out of 5 stars for me. 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it is my favorite DCEU film. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, what is your favorite DCEU film? Don't come at me and be mean. Guys, I'm not taking mean stuff. Just be nice. Everyone has their opinion. Just respect it. I mean, this isn't life or death here. It's just movies. We're just talking about movies. But guys, that is pretty much it. If you want to see my thoughts on Wonder Woman 1984, go over to my other channel, FinaticFilm Reviews. I'll leave it linked down in the description below. But guys, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.